Another absolute classic game that both these teams are serving up for us. India and Australia in the fourth T20 International. Over 360 runs were scored again. It went down to the last over. But again, Australia were able to hang on in the clutch moments and therefore win the series with still one match to play. Time to review the match here on Cricbuzz. Well, one thing India are doing, they're winning the toss. Australia haven't been able to win the last few games, therefore Australia have been put in. And things went well for India. They removed Beth Mooney. And then, unfortunately for Australia, Alyssa Healy seems to have had a calf strain and wasn't able to take the field. So she went off after scoring a brisk 30. Despite India being on top, another partnership between Perry and Gardner ensured that they were able to get close and get over that 180 mark. 102 runs were scored in the last 8 overs to ensure that was the case. For India, the chase, well, they started off well. They went hard, but again, wickets at crucial times cost them. Harmanpreet Kaur, the skipper, stepped up and she gave India a chance. And then the youngster, Richa, took it really deep with Dipti Sharma. With 20 runs requiring off the last over, unfortunately, they weren't able to get it over the line. Megan Shute holding her nerve. The top 3 picks for tonight's match, well, Elise Perry. And then she backs up another performance with the bat. And first ball she comes in, she goes whack, 6 straight down the ground. Now it was against Radha Yadav, who she is her former teammate with the Sydney Sixers, so no doubt she would have known what she was going to do. But a really good partnership set up by Perry and Gardner there, and Perry again just going through the gears and showing that she can show us a different level. And as she said in the post-match presentation, that she's always been here, just needed to be given the opportunity, and she has used this trip to India to do exactly that. Harmanpreet Kaur, when you need your skipper to stand up, she did that. Given the fact that Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma weren't able to go on with their starts, you could see the steely determination from Harmanpreet Kaur. She started to play really well, and she started to get that gap between the balls and the runs down a little bit. So the fact that she picked up 46 off 30, 6 fours and a 6, you felt that she was going to get India close, really close right at the end. But then my third and final pick was the one that picked her up in the end, Alana King. She bowled well. Now, when over 360 runs is scored, you'd expect the bowling figures to not look great. But Alana King was able to pick up 2 for 23 off her 4 overs. She picked up Jemima Rodriguez, who again seems to be struggling in that number 3 position, but then also Harmanpreet at the right time for the Australian team. Player of the match for her all-round performance, Ashley Gardner. And another player that steps up when the team really needs her. We've seen that she's been player of the finals before in a World Cup final. But with runs and wickets, she was really important. Obviously, she was there to put on the 94 stand with Elise Perry and herself. She went on to score 42 off 27, 3 sixes and 3 fours. And then just to back it up, 2 for 20. Can you believe it? 2 for 20 with the ball. And what she does so well is, and the ball to get out Smriti Mandhana, that wonderful shape. Now, Australian spinners tend to get that top spin because we don't have a lot of side spin on Australian decks, so you have to beat them in flight. But this pitch turned as well. So you couple that with nice flight, good drop, good revs on the ball, and a little bit of side spin. Very difficult to play, and it was a great ball to get Smriti Mandhana out. So she was the player of the match for me. Moment of the game, I mean, as usual, when there's a high-scoring affair and it goes down to the last over, there are plenty of moments where the ebbs and flows, and if this didn't happen or if that happened, maybe the outcome would have been different. But for me, the moment of the game is Alyssa Healy going down. Now, I don't expect her to play the final game, and especially given that Australia have won the series. But also, we've got to remember that there's a T20 World Cup not that long in the future, only a month to go. Plus, Australia have a series against Pakistan and she has to fly back to Australia. So there is certainly going to be a bit of a time constraint and concern about Alyssa Healy. Fingers crossed, she'll be back. Impact player of tonight's game. So I think she's going to win it most nights, to be honest. Richa Ghosh is such a fearless player. I mean, you lose Harmanpreet Kaur when she was going and striking at close to 200. And what Richa was able to do, comes out and goes, 4-4, thank you very much. I'm putting pressure straight back on you. And she gave India a chance. The fact that she was able to go 40 off 19, and then that partnership with Dipti Sharma got it to the last over, got it within reach. Unfortunately, again, it's just that, those one or two moments that India are losing, but she is such a power packet, and it's so great to see. So therefore, my lesson of the day is Richa Ghosh batting too low? I think the number 6 position is quite correct, but it's probably the timing in the innings which is crucial. How many overs do you give her? She's almost like an Andre Russell, isn't she? You want him and her to spend as much time as you possibly can without changing how clear they are in what their plan is. I mean, she is given that power in the middle order that India so desperately need. I think she probably needs to come in around that 13th over. And then the last one for India, and I think this will change given that the women's IPL is not that far away, is that the Australian team just win the big moments, the clutch moments, when there is pressure, when the fielders are skirting around the boundary, the crowd is yelling, can they pick it up cleanly and throw? Do they misfield? They don't really. Do they keep their nerve when the pressure is on? They have, and they've been tested this series. It's been a wonderful series so far. The final game is being played on the 20th of December back at Brabant Stadium. Again, high-scoring affair. I'd expect, again, something in the vicinity of 350 runs. You won't want to miss the final one because I guarantee you it will be a nail-biter.